Hi, folks. We're still here, playing Up Mice and Sand. Not much time has passed. To add about... I'm gonna do this clock. I think it's rushing the beat. I think it's rushing the beat. Yep. Ooh, for our first night, we've got some progress. I guess. Let's pick up our quests. Okay. Fuel supply is now at 200. More aerations. Vouchers supported. It's still doing my first export. Hmm. 20 seconds less. In the timer, I'm thinking 20 seconds less. So let's put the timer. Reduce the time by 20 seconds. And cut 30 seconds out. Okay, slide this 6 GB file on over. Copying these files takes a while. It's funny. One of the most laborious things I ever did was play No Man's Sky. The videos for uploading that were actually really tough. You see, I was playing on permadeath hardcore mode in VR. That qualifies as a pain. I didn't, you see, stream the video in the standard fisheye lens format, though I used a full widescreen. To do this, I had to use external software, which was recording the video, as well as the PS4 stream, which had the necessary audio from the VR headset, which has a built-in microphone. Very convenient, very nice. So I would use the PSVR's built-in audio microphone to record my voice. And I actually used a very professional headset to go with it. So I had the headset, which was recording and giving me 3D audio, and I basically got this huge thing strapped to my head. And then on top of that, I had the recording of the video via a second external stream. So then I'd get these two video files, line them up, and move the audio on the lined up file from A to B. So this required some video editing on top of that. And then there were all the places where the primary stream from the PS4 cut in places, because it would only record for so long. Meanwhile, my streaming stuff didn't care at all. So I'd hear the dong and see the visual notice that the stream had interrupted, and then I'd have to double tap the streaming button again and cross my fingers that nothing would go wrong, because if it did, then it would scrub several seconds of video. And then take that stream and directly interface it with the other. And the whole reason I did this so people could hear my voice. That's the only reason. There was no other purpose for having two separate recordings of the exact same gaming stream, except that I wanted people to see the non-fisheye lens version of the game, which was much less nauseating than looking through the fisheye lens. As a spectator, watching the fisheye lens version of the VR stream's pretty bad. However, the full-size version of it is not as bad, so I prefer to use the full-size version and then combine it with my voice. And then there was that very special episode where I did Project Diva. Right, it was a lot of fun doing Project Diva Future Tone. I kid you not, it was a blast. But it was so much work. I actually had to record 4 streams in order to get this done. First, I had to record me playing the game, okay? And in order to do that, I had to take the PS stream and basically take the audio from it, as usual. But the audio from the PS stream never catches the music. So I then had to take the music audio from the other side, from the computer, and recombine it. And then edit that a lot. I mean a lot, in order to add in English captions, because Project Diva did not have English captions, it had Japanese captions. So I edited the English captions in with the exact same frame-to-frame timing as the Japanese captions. So that was some work. Once this was all done, and I had the button presses down, I had to take a audio sample of this entire recording of me playing Project Diva and move it to my phone. And then sit with earbuds in and the PSVR headphones over the top of that, and then take the controls, all the things, it's all hooked together into one big shenanigan, and put on the wrist strap so that my 2 glow ball sticks don't go flying off. And this is where the cables all got tangled in the stream. So I'm sitting here desperately trying to untangle my sticks from the phone cable in my pocket, from the headset cables for the VR, and it's all just one big hairball, and I'm desperately trying to dance and boogie and get down to the music, while at the same time struggling to untangle this. It was fun, but it was so much work. And to be honest, it was really, really disheartening when nobody even noticed that I did it. So, I might do it again, but it might be a while. It might be a while before I go back. Because it felt great to do it, and it felt fun. Oh, is it that time? Hey, the timer's working perfect. I love it. It felt fun, and it was entertaining to be able to do that. But, truth be told, I'm not willing to do it for no acclaim, no notice even. Not again. I did that video on Hatsune Miku's birthday, actually. I don't know if anybody noticed that. Nobody seemed to care. I was planning a huge series of videos. All the Project Diva music. I was going to break it down, do 2 songs every single day of playthrough in No Man's Sky. And the first video would be me playing the arcade game Project Diva Future Tone and going to town. And the second video would be me dancing along to Project Diva Future Tone in a music video. So people would get to watch me dance to one song and watch me play the rhythm game once. But nobody cared. So that's a lot of work that I won't be doing. Instead, we're going to go a different direction. Yeah, we're going to do some reorganization, because that's what I need most, is some reorganization. Let's go back the other way. So there's a lot of content that I haven't published, that I've recorded. There's some... I think the last thing that I really put out on my channel was part of the Atelier series. I've actually played quite a lot of that hasn't been uploaded. There's the Zanki Zero content. I have done that several times. It hasn't been uploaded. I've gone through Kingdom 2 Crowns dozens of times. I haven't uploaded any of that. I have some streams of some ecchi games, Rant's Quest, Sengoku Rants. There were reasons for that, though. I actually have a tiny beef with the people who run the Discord servers for Alisoft, unfortunately. I was planning to do this major playthrough of Sengoku Rants. I actually look a lot like the main character of Rants. I mean a lot. So I got my hair dyed and I got dressed up and I was planning on voice acting Rants, and this was going to be this big amazing stream. And then, as I was talking about it on Discord, they deleted my posts. So I got pretty huffy with them, because that was a shit thing to do. Still want to play Rant's Quest. Still want to do Sengoku Rants, but I don't think I'm going to do Sengoku Rants. I think they've done that. I think they've torched that. I'm not doing that. I might do Rant's Quest when Rant's Quest releases, the English version. Sengoku Rants is one of the most brilliant and detailed and well-documented strategy games available for the console. PAC has some strategy hentai games, but you could say Sengoku Rants is almost the granddaddy of them all. It's done so much to forward the industry. It's essentially a legend. Rant's Quest is very good in the same vein. It's new, it's different, it's fun. I think it should have the same level of acclaim as Sengoku Rants does. But it doesn't. It doesn't, and I'd like to alleviate that by helping people understand what Sengoku Rants is, what Rant's Quest is, and how to play it, and how to be good at it, because people devoted so much time into Sengoku Rants. And I think Rant's Quest has just as much room to grow. So maybe we'll think about that. I might do a stream of Rant's Quest at some point. Of course, that would be going on Pornhub, because, yeah, that's not going on YouTube. But if it happens, it happens. I'm not willing to say, oh, I'm only going to stream on YouTube because I'm a good little boy. No. Come on. Get real. It doesn't mean I'm going to go around breaking YouTube's content policies, of course. I know how to behave myself for the most part. Though, as I mentioned in the initial channel explanation, I curse sometimes. If you don't like it, it's your own damn fault. But I'm not the kind of person who does this just for the sake of shock value. So I feel like the content should express itself accurately. And if it can't do that in the medium, then it's time to move the medium. Back and forth, back and forth. Come on, steer the ship. There you go. My little mice are making me a fortune. We're up to $3,000 here. More importantly, things are starting to look a little bit neater. A little bit. How much longer am I going to do this? Just surf back and forward and gather things up and organize them and make money? Good question. I don't have an answer. I'm not done yet. I have so much more organizing to do. Things are still a mess. Everything needs cleaning up. And then once it's cleaned up, it all needs to be organized. It needs to be prepared. I think it's gonna be January. January will be the big launch. I need to have content recorded, ready to go, uploading. Speaking of uploading, let me turn this vehicle around, and then we'll start uploading the first of Mice and Sand. So I'll use my computer. Hopefully the multitasking won't tax the processor too hard. Easy. Timer's running just a touch fast, actually. Oh, good. We got some kind of achievement. That's nice. Go ahead and raise this back up to 10 seconds. It's possible I had the timer right the first time. No matter. We'll get it ironed out. Done. Meanwhile, oh, come on now. I can't tell if it actually worked or if it failed. Alright. We have nothing left to do except wait. might be nice to do meditation again. I miss my Minecraft sessions, and I'm not playing it again until they fix the furnace cart. It can't be that hard. Thinking logically, my streaming software, it can't last forever. I'm gonna have to upgrade my PC. Yay, that's mostly good timing. I like it. All done. My streaming software can't hold out forever. It's gonna give out. I really should finish playing the titles from the previous generation, the ones that require all this knick-knackery to be done. That's a selection of PlayStation 2 and GameCube games. Those are the ones I care about. I really should get the PS2 collection done, and there's a lot to do there, though. I mean a lot. Let's see. First off, there's the dot hack quaternigy. Dot hack, infection, mutation, outbreak, and quarantine all have to be cleared. Then there's Mackay Kingdom, one of the greats of the NIS early genre nations. Mackay Kingdom is fantastic. There's La Pucelle, which I can technically get for the Nintendo Wii, which I have, so I can use that, or for the Wii U, I think it's also available for. Soul Nomad and Atelier Iris. Soul Nomad is another really good game from the NIS heyday that you can't really get anymore. It's fantastic in its uniqueness. There's so much to explore and so much to see. Atelier Iris and its follow-ups. Then there's Artanelico and Artanelico 2, both fantastic. There's Sakura Wars, So Long My Love. There's a lot of them. There's Radiata Stories and a couple of other ones. There's a lot. There's Monster Rancher 4. We can waste time with Monster Rancher 4. things that I have to play, and it is a big list. Let me tell you what. Let me get these quests out of the way. We'll do some reviewing of the plate. On top of all the things that I already mentioned are the following. Get me en route. Let's get some materials. Even having skimmed off every single game that I can get an updated version of, every single game that I don't really care about finishing, all the ones that don't have any meaning to me, we still have a huge library. In addition to the games that I already mentioned, there's Persona 3 FES and Persona 4. Those are fantastic. Although I could technically play Golden, Persona 3 is difficult to get a good version of. Then there's Suikoden 3, 4, and Tactics. Then there's Arc the Lad, Twilight of the Spirits, and Arc the Lad, End of Darkness. Those are good. There's Eternal Ring, which is a very unique game. There's Indigo Prophecy, aka Fahrenheit 12. Tale, if you haven't seen that. There is Innocent Life, and I think I can actually get that one. There is Breath of Fire Dragon Quarter, one of the most fantastic and interesting RPGs out there that people never ever played. It's the sort of game you have to replay a bunch in order to get your Dragon Quarter up. Anyways, then there's Nightmare of Druaga, Fushigi no Dungeon. That's another one that really should have been more popular than it was. There's Okage Shadow King. That's an interesting story. There's Xenosaga 1, 2, and 3. Those are great. There's Grim Grimoire, a real-time strategy game long before its time. Romancing Saga and Unlimited Saga. Those are great. I think I can actually get Rogue Galaxy. There's Steambot Chronicles, a very unusual and interesting game. There's Eternal Poison. There's Romancing Saga. I already did that one. There's Radiata Stories. That's another interesting one where almost every single character can be recruited. There's Shadow of Destiny. There's Gungriffin Blaze. There's Shepherd's Crossing. Future Tactics, The Uprising. There's Shining Force EXA. That's amazing. There's Dokapon Kingdom, which I'd like to play just a little of. There's Katamari Damacy. Who could live without that? And then there's Playboy the Mansion for PS2. We want all those titles. These are all part of the target list. Games that I need to get done. That's just the PS2. There's also the PSP. There's a handful of games that I need to use a very specialized converter. Let's see what I can get here for that. Used to be that in order to play Birth by Sleep you had to use your PSP, but no longer. Same thing with Final Fantasy Type 0, so those are out. However, I do have some very unique games that need to have some attention. I've got Queen's Blade, Spiral Chaos. This was never released in the US. How could they? It involved breaking girls' clothing and making it fly off, and it's based on that borderline hentai series from the TV. Ha ha ha. Stateside? I think not. I've got Cross Impact for the PSP also. That one's based on Ikitosen, which is a fun fighting game. Again, a lot of ripping of clothes and things like that make this fighting game very expressly for Japanese audiences only, and I'd love to kick their ass. So we're going to do these two games from the PSP. Maybe we should prioritize these ones, because I don't know how long the PSP linkage is all going to hold together. Not to mention, it's very laborious to put this thing together. However, for the rest of it, we can use the PlayStation TV to check out the remainder of that library. There's quite a few PS TV games that can be broadcast, and they all connect pretty easily. So yeah, I don't need to worry about doing those in any specific order, just so long as they get done. Once we've moved on to HDMI, there's the 360 and the Wii U library, as well as everything in my PS4 library and everything on the PlayStation Vita. One library, however, will remain forever trapped until someone works out a solution. That would be the Nintendo 3DS and DS. I have some really good games that I can't stream because it's impossible to get your hands on streaming equipment for the DS and 3DS nowadays. Once somebody works out a solution, or once Nintendo graciously gives us something to use, then I've got a massive backlog of games that I would love to play through. I want to do a playthrough of all of the Etrian Odyssey games at the same time. I know it sounds like bloody murder, and it probably will be, but it'll also be fun. Because I'm a pureblood and I play games and not fakes, I refuse to emulate. It's going to be played on a real console or it won't be played at all. But I'd love to do Fire Emblem Awakening and then Fates, the 3 different routes of that. Xenoblade Chronicles would be cool. There's Lord of Magna, Maiden Heaven. Go bowling for monsters, it sounds fun. Theater Rhythm, Final Fantasy is always fun. I like my music games. Legend of Legacy could be fun. There's Rune Factory 4. Well, I hear there's a new one coming out, so maybe we'll wait for that. Stella Glow, there's Bravely Default and Bravely Second. And then, of course, there's Senran Kagura 2. So damn good. There's Conception 2. We can play that. Project X Zone and Project X Zone 2. And then if we start back into the DS library, holy cow, are there a lot to do. There's Advance Wars, Dual Strike, Days of Ruin, Anno 1701, The Four Heroes of Light, Jagged Alliance, Lunar Knights, Ring of Fates, Pray the Stars, Tamagotchi Connection. How did that get in my collection? Whatever. Luminous Arc, Trauma Center Under the Knife 2, and Rhythm Heaven, which is fantastic. Everybody loves it. Oh, yes. Oh, it's time, isn't it? Yeah, that's my reason to advance just a little bit. It's not quite long enough. Go ahead and add 20 seconds back to it. Go ahead and start the timer in about 10 seconds. In about 10 seconds, this is going to go. Okay. We will do the quests. There we are. Let's see here. There's Contact. Contact was a great and unique game. There's Summon Night Twin Age. There's Digimon World, Dusk. That would be interesting. Elite Beat Agents. Master of the Monster Layers. One of those DS games no one's ever heard of and really tried to break new ground. It really deserves attention. Golden Sun, Dark Dawn, and Golden Sun, those are good. There's all the Pokemon games, which you could lose sleep over. I plan on ignoring that. There's Style Savvy Trendsetters, which is a really good game. I'd love to play that one. There's Meteos, Planet Puzzle League, Geometry Wars. Yeah. Let's try the next case. Ooh, there's some good ones in here. We've got Dragon Quest 4, 5, 6, and 9. Dragon Quest Monsters and Dragon Quest Monsters. Joker. Dragon... 7th Dragon Code VFO. Meant to play that. A bunch of Castlevania games, the Mega Man Legacy Collection. Well, we can do that if we feel like it. Lots of Final Fantasy games, including Final Fantasy Echoes of Time and Final Fantasy Tactics and Final Fantasy Tactics A2 Grimoire of the Rift. Then there's Radiant Historia. Knights in the Nightmare we can actually play along with all the other games in that series through the PlayStation Vita, which in turn plays through the PSDV. There's The World Ends With You, which would be so sexy to play if I could use a real 3DS. You try to play that on any type of emulation, you're just going to make your head hurt. You have to be able to use both hands, stylus, D-pad, kick ass, move on. Okay, there's Codename Steam, which is kind of neat. Let's see here. SNK Card Fighters DS. I meant to play that. I might do that. My Sims Kingdom is actually really fun. We could goof around with that some. Lost Magic. Play that. Here's my Etrian Odyssey collection. Etrian Odyssey Untold, Untold 2, Etrian Odyssey 3, 4, 5, Etrian Odyssey Nexus, Etrian Mystery Dungeon. Oh yeah, and then there's a bunch of Professor Layton games. If I'm really bored, I can prove how smart I am. So yeah, there's a big collection, and all of it is trapped on the 3DS. All you gotta do is give me a way to stream, and this all comes to life. I'd love to show them off, I really would. But you got to give me a way to do it. You got to provide me an opportunity. Come on, Nintendo, you can do it. The Vita library includes basically all of the Neptunia games, a handful of other things which are a little bit on the ecchi side, which I prefer. I got plenty of PS4 games. Well, let's head sideways to the 360, the Xbox 360. Well, for the 360, there's lots of titles, but sure enough, I would definitely start with Final Fantasy 13, 13-2, and Lightning Returns. I love those games a ton. a few minutes late this time. That's fine. Alright, I'm gonna cut the stream here.